Hey, Raider Nation, we need to talk about the momentum that's building around the Las Vegas Raiders, and more specifically, what's happening with Ashton Jensen. If you've been following the season, you've probably noticed a major shift in how he's being utilized, and honestly, it's exciting to see. Early in the season, Jensen wasn't making the impact that everyone expected from such a highly drafted rookie. His early performances were solid, but nothing that screamed breakout star. It wasn't until he tweaked his stance and really adjusted his approach that things started clicking. Suddenly, it felt like a different player was out there on the field. The runs looked sharper, the vision cleaner, and his ability to break tackles started turning heads. What used to be an average performance became something that could change the dynamic of a game. And with that shift, questions naturally arose about why he wasn't getting more touches. Everyone could see the potential, but the coaching staff wisely didn't want to overload him early, which makes sense. Injuries to rookies are always a risk when they're carrying the ball too much too soon. But now, it's clear the Raiders are ready to trust him more. The last few games have shown that Jensen is more than capable of handling a larger workload. He's getting 20 carries, sometimes more, and he's responding with production that validates that trust. Against Tennessee, he had 23 carries for 75 yards and found the end zone. And the game before that, against Chicago, he racked up 21 carries for 138 yards and a touchdown. Those are the kind of numbers that signal a real weapon in the running game. It's not just about the raw stats. It's about the effect he has on the offense. By consistently gaining yards on the ground, he opens up the passing game, keeps defenses honest, and allows the quarterback to operate without being the sole focus of pressure. That balance is crucial, especially with a quarterback like Geno Smith, who, while capable, hasn't consistently shown that he can carry the offense on his back. There's also the intangible aspect of Jensen's performance. He's physical, he's resilient, and he takes hits without letting it affect his game. That toughness is something coaches look for in a running back because it means he can handle a long season without breaking down. And when you're talking about a player who's capable of delivering punishment but also absorbing it, you're talking about someone who can become a cornerstone of the offense for years to come. His involvement in the game plan is increasing. It's becoming clear that the Raiders are willing to build around him more and more. This isn't just a rookie experiment anymore. Jensen is quickly becoming a key part of what the Raiders do offensively, and that's huge for a team looking to compete in a tough division. On top of that, Jensen signing with Clutch Sports is a major milestone. It's a signal that his career is being taken seriously by top-tier management off the field as well. That kind of support and guidance can be a game-changer for a young player, helping him make the right decisions in contracts, endorsements, and long-term career moves. While we don't know exactly what the future holds in terms of him staying in Las Vegas after his rookie contract, for now, Raider Nation can rest assured that he's committed to giving his all for the next few years. And honestly, judging by the way he's improving week after week, the best football of his career is still ahead of him. Now, shifting focus to the defensive side, we have to talk about linebacker Devin White. This veteran, a Super Bowl champion with a Pro Bowl pedigree, is bringing experience and leadership to the Raiders' defense in a way that's hard to ignore. People might have written him off, thinking he was past his prime or that he couldn't perform at this level anymore. But White is proving otherwise. He's showing that he still has the speed, strength, and football IQ to make a difference every single game. Going into matchups against elite quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, White's mindset is exactly what you want from a leader on defense. He's not intimidated by the reputation or the accolades. He's focused on execution. That kind of confidence is infectious, not just for the fans watching at home, but for the younger players on the team who are learning how to handle pressure and step up in big moments. White's approach to matchups against star-tight ends like Travis Kelce is another testament to his mentality. When asked who would win in a coverage battle, White didn't hedge or pass the question off. He said flat out that he's betting on himself, showing the kind of self-belief that can change games. That attitude is exactly what the Raiders need in high-stakes situations. Defense wins championships, and having a player who treats every game like a big game, no matter who the opponent is, sets the tone for the rest of the team. Combine that with a mix of young talent learning from veterans, and the Raiders have a recipe to challenge even the top teams in the league. On the topic of the passing game, there's been plenty of discussion surrounding wide receiver Jacoby Myers. Rumors have been swirling about potential trades, with multiple teams reportedly showing interest in the veteran receiver. However, the Raiders are holding their ground for now, keeping Myers on the roster despite all the chatter. He's in the final year of his current deal, and there's been speculation about whether he'll stay with the team beyond this season. To add to the intrigue, Myers has been held out of practice due to a toe and knee issue, which makes the timing of all this speculation even more interesting. On social media, fans are noticing things like Myers following other teams, which only fuels the rumors. But for now, the Raiders appear determined to see this season through with him, at least until the trade deadline forces a decision. Meanwhile, running back Raheem Mostert is quietly making an impression. Even though he hasn't had as many carries as Jensen, his contributions when on the field are significant. He's fast, explosive, and can change the pace of a game in a single play. In the few opportunities he's had, Mostert has shown flashes that make you wonder why more teams aren't trying to get him on their roster. He's the perfect complement to Jensen, providing a dynamic option in the backfield that keeps defenses off balance. Trading him wouldn't make much sense unless the return is extraordinary, which is unlikely. For now, keeping both Jensen and Mostert in the mix gives the Raiders a versatile and dangerous running game that can adapt to any situation. All of this comes together to create an atmosphere of expectation and excitement in Raider Nation. The mix of a rising rookie star, proven veterans, and complementary players on both sides of the ball is exactly what you want to see when a team is aiming to compete at a high level. Fans are already buzzing about upcoming matchups, the potential for big wins, and the possibility of the Raiders surprising everyone yet again. And with the team building chemistry, focusing on player health, and maximizing the talent they have, the stage is set for a season full of drama, big plays, and memorable moments that keep fans on the edge of their seats. Now, speaking of the Raiders season, there's no ignoring the drama surrounding the wide receivers and how the team plans to handle their roster moving forward. Jacoby Myers has been at the center of a lot of attention lately. Multiple teams have reportedly reached out to inquire about him, and while the Raiders are saying no for now, there's no doubt this situation is adding tension around the locker room. Myers is in the final year of his 3-year deal, and he had previously sought an extension before eventually requesting a trade. That history alone makes it clear that he's thinking about his future, and the Raiders have to balance the value of keeping him versus what they could gain if they do decide to move him. Timing is everything, especially with the trade deadline looming, and every practice, every game, and every social media move from Myers seems to be analyzed for hidden meaning. Fans are paying attention to who he follows online, the plays he's making or not making, and his involvement in games. It's the kind of storyline that can distract from the field, but it's also a reminder that football is about more than just physical skill. It's about strategy, psychology, and timing. Then there's Raheem Mostert, quietly making waves in a different way. While he hasn't been the primary back, his glimpses on the field have shown just how explosive he can be. Against the Bears, he had 4 carries for 62 yards, and in another game, 7 carries for 22 yards. Those numbers alone might not seem huge, but it's the way he moves, the way he opens lanes for Jensen, and the unpredictability he brings to the offense that matters most. Mostert is exactly the kind of complementary player that makes a running back rotation dangerous. He can take the ball in space, make defenders miss, and give the offense a jolt when needed. Trading him would be a tough call, especially when his potential impact can be game-changing in key moments. Keeping him alongside Jensen gives the Raiders versatility that's hard for opponents to plan for. Speaking of planning, let's talk about matchups. The Raiders have some of the toughest games ahead, particularly against the Kansas City Chiefs. Devin White's mindset is going to be critical here. When you're facing a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, who can make impossible throws and keeps defenses on their heels, having a linebacker who isn't intimidated is huge. White has shown he's ready to step up, and that confidence is contagious. It sets a tone for the defensive squad and tells the young players that no challenge is too big if you trust in your preparation and your teammates. Covering elite players like Travis Kelce is always a test, but White's attitude, believing in himself, and his ability to win those matchups speaks volumes about the culture developing within this team. Confidence and toughness are contagious, and when the Raiders can combine that with the raw talent they have, suddenly they become a team that no opponent wants to underestimate. Another factor that cannot be overlooked is the synergy developing between the offense and the running game. With Jensen taking on more of the workload, the passing game benefits indirectly. Defenses have to respect the ground attack, which creates opportunities for intermediate routes, play-action passes, and moments where the quarterback doesn't have to carry the entire game. It's about balance, about controlling the clock, and about keeping the defense guessing. Geno Smith hasn't always had the consistency to be the sole playmaker, but with a strong running game in front of him, he can operate in rhythm and make smarter decisions under pressure. That's exactly what the Raiders need if they want to compete in a division stacked with talent. Off the field, the business side of football adds another layer of intrigue. Player contracts, endorsements, and the decisions around agents can all impact team chemistry and long-term planning. Jensen signing with Clutch Sports is a perfect example. It's not just about marketing or money. It's about career management, advice on long-term decisions, and ensuring a player's focus remains where it matters, on the field. For Myers, Mower, and other key players, similar factors are always in play, whether fans see it or not. The team has to balance short-term performance with long-term planning, which is never easy, especially in a league as competitive as the NFL. Looking ahead, the Raiders' upcoming schedule is demanding, but it's also filled with opportunity. Rivalry games in the AFC West have a way of shifting momentum in unexpected ways. A single win can energize a team, and a single loss can force them to reevaluate everything. The combination of young talent, like Jensen, and experienced veterans, like White and other leaders, gives the Raiders a unique mix. They have the raw energy to surprise teams, but also the experience to maintain composure under pressure. That balance is rare and could be exactly what they need to turn tight games into wins. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a shocking move that has sent ripples across the NFL landscape, the Las Vegas Raiders have reportedly made a bold and unexpected decision to acquire star pass rusher T.J. Watt. Sources close to the organization suggest that the team didn't hesitate to sacrifice a high draft pick to bring one of the league's most feared defenders to Sin City, a move that has left fans and analysts buzzing with speculation. Watt, known for his relentless pursuit of quarterbacks and game-changing presence on the field, has been the centerpiece of trade rumors for weeks. Yet few expected the Raiders to take such a dramatic step. The team has been searching for a defensive spark to complement its offense, and bringing in a player of Watt's caliber could instantly shift the balance of power in the AFC. Insiders say the front office believes that this is the kind of talent that can redefine a season, and the gamble seems to signal an all-in approach for Las Vegas. The implications are enormous. Sacrificing a draft pick, especially one that could have yielded a young, promising talent, is not a decision taken lightly. But Watt's track record speaks for itself. Multiple Pro Bowls, consistently high sack totals, and a reputation as a relentless competitor who elevates everyone around him. Raiders fans have long clamored for a superstar on defense, and this rumored move could finally fulfill that dream. Analysts are already debating how this acquisition would fit into the team's scheme, with some suggesting that pairing with the current defensive line could create one of the most feared front sevens in the league. Of course, nothing is confirmed yet. Sources describe the situation as fluid, with negotiations reportedly ongoing behind closed doors. Social media has erupted with excitement, disbelief, and even skepticism, typical reactions when a franchise is willing to gamble so heavily on a single player. If the deal goes through, the Raiders will not just be adding a player. They'll be sending a message to the rest of the NFL. Las Vegas is ready to compete at the highest level, and they're willing to take risks to do it. Meanwhile, Watt's future in the league has been a hot topic. Fans and commentators alike are dissecting what this means for his career trajectory and how his presence could transform the Raiders' defense. The mere hint of his arrival has already sparked discussions about playoff potential, defensive rankings, and even the psychological impact on opponents who would now have to game plan against one of the most feared pass rushers in modern football. As the rumor mill heats up, one thing is clear. If the Raiders pull this off, TJ Watt in silver and black would instantly become the storyline of the offseason. Whether this gamble pays off remains to be seen, but for now, the NFL world is watching, talking, and speculating about a seismic shift in Las Vegas. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.